Okay, welcome to the stream. Hey everybody, let's get a game. Here we go. Start out with e4. It's going to be a Caro-Kann. I've been playing a real simple line against the Caro-Kann lately, where I don't do anything. Just set up a center, defend it, and I think I'll keep a piece from showing up here on G4. Okay, castle. Now, this knight could hop around to here. Could come here. I could come here to threaten this bishop. Exchange it and then bring the knight here. Now, when I go here, he can move his knight with tempo. It can go here or here or here. I don't think any of those are fatal. I mean, this one here is the most annoying because it can hit my bishop, but I'll just take it and have an open F file. If he retreats his bishop, then that's all good. Wolf's Fang. Well, welcome everybody. This is my first game. Happy Saturday, everyone. So, since I didn't push in the center, he decided to push in the center. I'll take that. Now I could trade off this knight, but actually I've got a good spot here for my knight, so why don't I use that? His knight could come here, this bishop can go back, and then I can kick the knight away, or I could just take it. What do I want? I think I want to do the retreat. He wants to trade knights, huh? Well, that will happen. Let's just lift the queen up. Bring the rooks over. My opponent left the game. He can claim victory in 24, 23 seconds. Ah, there he's back. Wolf's Fang. So he didn't take the knight after all. Here, let's centralize the rook and put it opposite his queen. He can check me here, but it doesn't really lead to much. This is something, though. This knight move here. Let's lift the queen up. I guess he could go here. I could retreat my queen somewhere. He must have a bad network connection. So this knight can't really sacrifice itself. It doesn't really contribute to the attack, although it's, it's in an annoying position, I have to admit. So I put a bishop here. Oh, so he decided to give me the check. Now I can take it. Yeah, I still don't think this sacrifice goes anywhere. So, I mean, there's not even a threat here. But I can threatened to take his bishop. Okay, I'll take the knight instead. Now let's see. Let's bring an extra defender here. Maybe double the rooks and put a bishop here. So if he takes, I can take back. And if he doesn't take, I can take him. If he moves, I take the queen. So I get the bishop trade in. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, so that attack didn't really go anywhere. Okay, 2 rooks and a bishop versus 2 rooks. So I need to activate the bishop. Maybe I'll focus on this pawn next. It's a weakness. I don't see any way. He just resigned. I don't see any way to attack the king directly, but I can wear him down from this position. All right, so we started with the win. Let's get somebody new. Okay. Got some knights going. So he's playing the King's Indian attack. Yeah, I'll just set up this solid defensive structure. I don't know if about this knight move. I think I played that without thinking. But I can just get castled. Well, now this helps make sense of my knight move. Push this pawn here, though, he just takes it. Yeah, with his bishop and this pawn, he's got a pretty good clamp on e5. So I should go for c5. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can put the knight up here. Let's lift the queen first. Since he put his bishop here, I guess I can move my bishop here and bring the other knight over here. Who are we playing here? Rumit Maru. Almost a palindrome, but not quite. Ru. Got a repeating Ru. A me and a ma. Rumiti Maru. Don't know. Okay, Rumi, what'll it be? The developing a knight would be the natural thing to do. Put a knight here at D. Okay, he did that. So I'll just rearrange my pieces while he's contemplating his... I could put the queen here and exchange off that dark squared bishop, but the dark squared bishop isn't going anywhere anyway. My knight can go to f4 or f5 or g6. I can put a rook here and try and push through the center, but again, he's got a clamp on e5. So, and if I go here, it opens up this bishop. Well, you can't have anything. Yeah, I'll probably push b6 and c5. That's probably going to be my plan. You were worried about c4? Was there a time when c4 was a problem? Might have been. c4 is a problem because it threatens to trap my bishop, but I can play c6. Well, Remy there, he's thinking hard. Yeah, and if I have b6 in place, so yeah, here's the question, b6 or c6? b6, he pushes, I take, he takes. I guess I have to go c6. I guess this is still trapped. With his rook on this file, I don't have the force I need to stop that pawn from coming forward. Well, anyway, I wasted time with my setup. It was not a very efficient use of my time. But he's not doing anything to really attack me, so it's not a problem yet. I don't think. I don't think it's a problem. He did play c6, okay, or c5. So, at least that move was easy. I guess I could have gone to all the way down to b8. But anyway, we're going to play here. I wouldn't want to play bishop b8 until the rook got out of the corner. Okay, he moved his queen out. Now I could take this pawn. Oh, he plays e5 himself. e4, okay, so we take this one. Take this one. Clear out some dead wood here. Let's take this one too. Unless he's going to mate me, but I don't see that as a problem yet. Okay, so he opened up that diagonal with the tempo, but this move here forces him to move his queen. The queen goes over here. I can block with the knight. Because he's threatening a mate. And one, I can also push this pawn, but it looks like I'm going to lose this c-pawn. Let's go here. doesn't really do anything. Yeah, let's defend the c-pawn since he chose not to take it. Aha. So if he goes forward, I can't take it because of the mate threat. Here, why don't we shut down this bishop here? Threatening his light squared bishop. It's nice of him not to take this c-pawn. So I have a check here. That could simplify things. And I have a passed pawn. It's tempting. So after an exchange, I would have a pawn here. If I could push this pawn and he takes, I take. Could get a rook behind it. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll go that way. Oh, if he chooses not to defend his queen. We don't do takebacks. So, rook takes. I want to keep this bishop on this diagonal, I guess. I mean, he can always resign. He wants to take here. Let's see, what should I do? Oh, he's got a mate here. Okay. Okay, let's get a queen. And he resigned. Late chess allows switching off takebacks entirely. I don't like to use that setting because sometimes I will give a takeback, like if it's an obvious slip. But he just overlooked my my threat and made a move to defend. So he saw it wasn't a mouse slip; it was a logical move. So no takebacks in that case. And thank you, Waller Dog. New opponent. So how are we doing? Are we getting close to 1750? Yeah, 1749. Well, I could turn this into a Nimzo with a fianchetto here. If he ever develops this knight. It looks like he's not going to do that. Can I send you a challenge? Yes, you may. You may. I do viewer challenges. Whenever they are offered. I only do one per stream per user. So I'll play you just one game. No rematches, just one game. So do your best. Let's see. Knight here. Knight here. Pawn up. If I put the pawn up and he takes, I can take back with the bishop. If he pushes, then I can take it and win a pawn. So I think pawn up is good in this case. Now I have the ability to take anytime I want. to open up this diagonal. So let's bring this rook into the game. And knight. Bring this knight into the game, and then the rook. Maybe the rook here next. I could take with a pawn and oops. Now that was a mouse slip. I really just dropped it there. Okay, he gives me a chance. Let's take it with a pawn then. Well, that was his. Since I didn't ask for a take back, he ignored my move and gave me another chance. So, but at least I suffered a penalty because I got 2 moves to get to this position when should have just taken 1 move. And the bishop is in the way of the pawn, so I'll have to move it back. So I did suffer as a result of my slip. See, can I play? I think I can play c5. I play c5, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. And it's well supported. This is supported by a bishop and a knight. He's got a... Oh, I can't take... I can't take that way. Okay, I'm just disconcerted by my play, I guess. So looks like I'll be losing this pawn. Now I can pin that knight, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. Pin it with the rook, you know, put the rook here. So that's why I went ahead and took with the knight here. So he could just defend his knight by pushing this pawn. He moved his knight here and didn't defend his queen. I assumed he was going to move his queen. But, well, the no take-back rules apply here. Yes, he resigned. Okay. Neither of us asked for any take-backs that game. So my rating is over 1750. So if you sent a challenge, it should show up here. There you go. Rasputin, 5 and 3. That's fine. Oh, I get white. Time for d4, I think. Yeah, good, comparably rated players. Have a good game, Igloo Kid. And hello, Timo, good to see you. So this is a classical Queen's Gambit declined. He plays the triangle setup. I'll just do a simple defend the pawn. So he's playing the semi-Slav where he puts all his pawns on white pieces, white squares. That's a very kind of strategic way to play. But you do have to do something about that light squared bishop eventually. Which way do I want to take? If I take this pawn, he could open up this rook file. Which is okay. If I take this pawn, He could take this way, and then I could attack this, or he could take this, and we'd get a symmetrical situation. Let's go this way. And we get to the symmetrical situation anyway. But, well, he had a chance to play something a little different. Now, this knight is a potential target, so let's watch out for it. But to start with, let's get the rook on the c-file. Now, again, he's not developing his knight, so I could play my knight here, bring this other knight around. Now he plays there, but that gives me time to play the f-pawn forward, get a solid center here. Okay, what's this? The knight's coming for this square. Here, let's keep the knight out of that square. Okay, the queen arrives. Now I can bring this black squared bishop around to here. Yeah, I was just going to move the knight away. Then clear the diagonal there. Eventually I'm going to push that f-pawn. Yeah, and the purpose of that bishop was to exactly exchange off the knight when it hops here, so I get a pawn here instead of another piece. He could have taken with a bishop, though. He kind of took with a piece reflexively. So he can take here at any time and distract my queen or knight. But my idea is to push on the king side here. This also opens up the diagonal towards his queen. So the queen moved immediately. Let's see, if I go here, the bishop will take. Could go here. Where's that queen going next? Yeah, let's chase the queen and then take the pawn. So knight here is a fork. Knight here is still a fork. Wow, what a move. He moved the queen from one spot where the knight's attacking it to another. This is an example of someone who's not thinking about his moves. He's just playing way too fast. Yeah, that was kind of funny. Anyway, thank you for the game, Igloo Kid. Yeah, take more time on your moves. Maybe you're used to playing bullet. But it's even worse to run from a fork back into the same fork. Sorry, I've been playing bullet for too much. Yeah, that's what I thought. Used to playing bullet. And so you used your time. I mean, you didn't use your time, and yeah, you just ran into a kind of a simple problem. That was an interesting game. If we back up. To about here. I think this is probably about even, right? What's the computer think? Yeah, dead even. And then, yeah, and then the queen move was a mistake. Just take the pawn. And you have a decent pawn structure. And I can't do anything. To exploit this discovered attack on the queen. No good discovered attack moves. So yeah, it's all even there. Okay, let's get a new game. You didn't spot to take the queen either? Okay, time for an English. That's interesting. Okay, we have a classical response to the English, the reverse Sicilian setup. I can go possibly for a Botvinnik setup. It depends on if what he does with his bishop. Oh, or his pawns. He can do that. Okay, he's not taking with the queen. He has to take with the bishop. I mean the knight. And then I can develop my bishop. Oh, let's see. So the knight is under fire, right? 2 attackers, 1 defender. So he defended the knight. There's some kind of he takes queen check. I could just bring the queen out and pin that pawn, but that gives him an excuse to play b4, 5 rather. Or I could play d5. There's some kind of tactic in this position. I'm forgetting about it. So I'll just play normal. Just play a normal move. I mean, one way you could get out of trouble is just by taking this knight. So there's nothing killer I can do, I guess. Oh, maybe a queen here, b5, knight takes. That's interesting, yeah, because if he takes back, I take with the queen check, hitting the knight and hitting his king. So fork. It's defended by the queen, but the bishop is still attacking it. If he blocks with the bishop, yeah, I can take the knight with my queen. Okay, so we did bishop there. Let's develop the knight and get castled. So yeah, good idea, singing bird. Sleeping bird. I'm not quite sure what setup black is going for. He hasn't castled yet, but he has cleared out the king side. He's taking an awful lot of time. Is he looking for some quick knockout blow? Those don't usually exist in the English, but oh, he's wondering how to defend this pawn. He chose the worst way to defend it, huh? F3. Well, I'm not in a good position to take advantage of F6, rather. Let's castle first. I can take advantage of it, actually. I just wanted to get castled first. So I could play the pawn here and then take here. He takes back, and then they come out with a check, queen check. But anyway. F6, yeah. F6 is not a... Never move the F-pawn, as Ben Feingold says. Okay, let's prepare queen to c2. I'm preparing it by preventing his knight from hopping into this square. Then I can move my queen here, defending my knight, and then maybe I can play b4, f6. Yeah, don't you? Do you ever watch Ben Feingold? That's one of his favorite topics. Death by F pawn. So actually I have two ways to chase this bishop. I could chase it by putting a knight here. I could chase it by playing b4. Okay, actually, can we back up a second? Okay, I just played here. I was threatening to take here and then take his bishop, wasn't I? So he defended his bishop. That makes sense. I'm really threatening his bishop now. Takes, takes, takes. I could play pawn up and put my knight here. Oh, you got banned? You got banned from Ben Feingold. That's the sort of thing he might do. I can see that. He does beg for money, doesn't he? Yeah, he's certainly not to everyone's taste. I would agree with that. So, you know, I'm interested in this diagonal here. I wonder what I can do about it. Like, I put my queen here and then his knight is pinned. But what else? I'm also interested in putting my knight on this square, so leave that as an option. Maybe bishop here. Queen here is possible. Rook here. Knight here. Something like that. Don't see any tactics at the moment. I could plot my knight in here. Queen c4 would also attack the bishop through the knight. Ah, yeah, that's a good point. Queen c4, yeah, looking this way. Because it's a loose piece out there. Yeah, nice. Okay, but let's continue with the plan I indicated. So rook here, knight here. So he covered there. This square was available for the knight to hop into. It was interesting, but it didn't seem to do too much. Whatever quality it may be. Let's see. Okay, I won't make much suggestions. Maybe not fair to opponent to get outside help. Yeah, I don't take suggestions. I tend to. I don't really stop them, but I'd rather people point things out after they've passed. And then maybe we can look at it after the game. So he's moved his bishop here. If I go here, I have to take back with a pawn. I think I will suffer that, though. I don't want to have... well, the other option would be to move this knight and take back with the bishop. But I have an idea here. Just moving this knight out of the way sets up a fork. So if he takes here with his knight, I'll take with the pawn. And it would be like a double attack. But he took with the bishop. which was probably the correct thing to do. And now he needs to do something about this fork. See, he took with the bishop so that he would have a tempo to fix this fork, but he didn't fix the fork, so let's take it. Okay, anything else here? I don't have to worry about a knight coming in here. He is guarding this diagonal now. Probably just exchanging off that bishop is the right thing to do. Let's do it this way. We'll push this pawn up here. And if he takes, I'll take back with the knight, and then the bishops can get exchanged. Yeah, he could have taken my bishop. Okay, well, let's keep that here. It defends against the fork. Yeah, it was a funny move. Okay, and then he just lost on time. Another bullet player. He was taking his time, actually, and thinking about his moves. But towards the end, he was short of time. Couldn't defend against all the threats. The knight's threatening to come in here and fork these pieces in addition to being, two pieces up. Yeah, let's go back a couple of moves. Yeah, even if he took the bishop, I have the fork. So he was going to lose some more material regardless of what happened. Interesting. Okay, new player. Okay, next target is 1800. Ooh, uh-oh, we're in trouble now. I got a strong player opposing me. But he'll let me play a Dimzo, so maybe it's okay. Classical. The queen here. That's classical Nimzo Indian. Let's go ahead and castle. Now, do I develop the knight or do I... If I develop the knight and he pushes, I take, he takes. I can take back. So actually I can develop the knight in this case. I don't like to let the pawns come forward. And if they are threatening to come forward, then I will play this pawn up and move the knight here. Now you can play knight to e4, hitting the queen. I don't want to do that just yet. Although maybe I will look at that afterwards and see if that was the right move, knight to e4. That would be a good one. But this line of play is aimed at playing e4. So he takes, I take. Yeah, I don't have enough force there because he's got the knight and the queen on this square. So that would have been a good reason to put a knight there. Okay, but we can put a rook here. It's okay too. Then e5 will threaten e4. And how can he stop it? Yeah, not easily. So pawn takes, knight takes, I guess. Knight takes, rook takes. Or pawn takes. I guess having a pawn there makes sense too. So he takes that one. Takes that way. But that's not good, isn't it? Because there's a fork here. And so he's just getting, well, he's getting a bunch of pawns for his piece. But yeah, normally they take the e-pawn in cases like that. Just because of this. So should I take the bishop or the knight? Let's take the knight. Now, if I take here, or if I take here, then he has bishop here check. Pretty annoying. So I could move the king, block the bishop, defend the pawn with a piece. It's not so easy. Yeah, don't take the pawn. That's a definite no, for sure. How about knight here, attacking his bishop? And attacking this pawn. Then if he takes with the queen, I take, and he can do a discovered attack on my queen, but my queen's defended, so I end up with a rook. I win a rook that way. So he takes this pawn. Yeah, let's take here. And go this way. So he might, it looks like he is trying to defeat me with this phalanx of pawns. Looks like a good strategy. Hitting this pawn. Taking this would be really good because it would set up some mate threats. Okay, get a rook here. Trying to stop these pawns from coming forward. Okay, now let's get the queen up. Or move the knight. Let's move the knight. The queen can come and check over here. The knight can blockade the pawn. Okay, he is threatening to mate me. And not very nice. Not very nice. I can throw in the check first. Maybe that was a bad idea, though. Oh, okay, he went that way. If he'd gone into the corner, he'd be threatening to bring the rook over, and he'd have 3 pieces on this square. But he went the other way, so. This is hard to play with all these pawns. All these pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, white got 3 pawns for the piece, so. Probably a decent result for white. I'm targeting this pawn. I don't want to trade queens in this situation, I don't think. I want to keep my pieces on and use them to hold back the pawns until I can get some kind of advantage here. F6 spotted. That's true. That's true. We were talking about that last game. Okay, what do I do? This bishop is kind of in a sad way, huh? Oh, I could have just taken this pawn. Well, now after I take this pawn, his other pawn will be hanging. He could bring his bishop out here, huh? Tricky situation. Time is ticking down for both of us. He defended with the king. Yeah, I thought knight here would be a good answer to that. I guess he's going to take the knight. So this allows the queen trade, I realize, but and then he can push this pawn if he wants to. Now let's get this bishop into the game. It was kind of a sad piece there. Okay, attacking this pawn. And then we get my king into the game. Okay, not sure. King here. Maybe play this f pawn up. Yeah, let's play this pawn up. Keep his king out of this square. Okay. Now I've got a bishop check here. This bishop does a decent job of holding these pawns back. And then let's push rather than take. Oh, he trades rooks. Okay. That creates some breakthrough possibilities on the right side here. This might end up being a draw. Okay, he's going to push here. He's not threatening to push here, though. Let's see where his king goes. And then round up this pawn. think I can win this. Yeah, so he's threatening to push that pawn. Let's not let him. Ah, this is how I can turn it into a draw. Kill all the pawns. Maybe. Let's see, if I step forward to my king, he can check me. So yeah, this is probably some well-known draw position. There we go. All right, well, that was an interesting game. Is taking with the king bad? Here, let's go back and look at that. I think that was this position. He takes here, and then I took that pawn. I was just worried about this. This is actually maybe a good move. I don't think this will change the outcome, though, because he can still check me from behind, and I still have to take here. But he could check me from behind and push this one further. Could be, it's a little bit dangerous, I think. It's all even. Doesn't matter what I do. Yeah. Taking with the king is slightly preferred to taking with the rook, but they both lead to a draw. Okay, let's get a new game. Back to e4. Ah, Sicilian. The Sicilian with knight to c6, double knights. Okay, he could be playing a Sveshnikov or an accelerated dragon. If I just defend the pawn, and then defend the knight, looks like he's got a favorite setup that he likes here. And he just went for it. So he's taking that pawn. I'm not sure why. Maybe I should have taken this knight first. Now, should I think you oppose this. Oppose the bishop. Defend the knight. So he has a slight weakness over here. I have pushed my f-pawn. Ah, he doesn't want to trade bishops. He wants to take the knight. Okay, let's get the knight into the game there. Okay, this is okay because my bishop is still defended. There's knight in here. Looks like it might be interesting. But not till the queen moves. So first I'm going to castle. Oh, he's undermining me. He is undermining me. So I go knight here. Queen takes bishop. Knight takes rook. I think I go here. Knight takes pawn, queen here check, wins the knight back. So I can do this move. Oh, he attacks the knight. Yeah, maybe I should have thought of that. Because when I move the knight away, then he has a discovered attack on my queen with his knight. But knight here, knight takes. Yeah, and then queen here is not a check. It's just castle. Ah, he fell for it. Oh, the knight can go back and defend against the check. And I can go here. So now I got this. He did pick up a pawn then. He can push this pawn. Here, I should move this rook off the diagonal. Let's do that. Even more important than getting my queen off this diagonal. So what is, oh, it's another 1800 player. Yeah, these players are getting stronger here. So, yeah, let's unpin. Well, first, let's see, I could take. Yeah, I like unpinning better. Bishop here or knight here doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Makes the queen move if I put a bishop there. Maybe get some extra pressure on this pawn. Yeah, that's it. Bishop here and then take the pawn. If he allows. So the knight back there defends. This bishop is kind of stuck. Yeah, my pieces have not been all that well placed. Okay, he's attacking this pawn. It is defended, but I just want to shore it up a little more securely. I do want to move my king off the checking diagonal, but that's not critical because he can't check me yet. But I want to move my king off that diagonal, move the rook over, maybe drop the bishop back, so I'm attacking this 3 times. Maybe I should move the rook first. because this check is harmless as long as there's not a pawn in the neighborhood. Also, he can't check yet. So, oh, he's going to take with the rook, I see. I take knight takes. Then I can take here. Is his knight doing anything great? Ah. Let's drop back here first. Then the knight, what the knight is doing is it's defending my queen against the attack from that rook. But now I can take here with my bishop and then take back with the rook. So he decided to trade, okay. And now I can take this bishop with check. Which will help me detangle. So let's take this rook first. Then take this bishop. So now we're threatening to take his knight. And guarding the entry point. He's setting up a check for my king. And protecting his knight. I can move the bishop with tempo, because this will be double attacked as soon as the bishop moves. But I don't know if I have any good squares. All of his pieces seem to be on dark squares. Okay, he was threatening to checkmate me here. Okay, hitting the rook. Let's hit the queen. Let's he didn't like me being on this diagonal here. He's also hitting this. Is that mate though? I mean, he gave up his knight. I guess it's a draw if he comes here. Oh, he goes there. Oh, interesting idea. And then if I do that, I lose my queen. I block the queen and then he checks me. Oh. But his king is pretty weak too. He can only block with the queen. It's not mate, but it wins your queen. Bishop stops draw. Queen d1, bishop f1. Ah. Analysis board. That was a pretty nice win, though. So, yeah, you're talking about this place when I pushed that pawn. So if I did nothing, queen d1. I was thinking this. Yeah, the bishop doesn't stop the draw because I'm too far away. But after I had the exit, then there's no mate. Yeah, so you're talking about a bit later. After you play h5, then after queen takes, they can play queen d1. Yeah. Queen e1 was possible there. This is what I was expecting. I thought he was setting up a draw. But what you're saying is that I have the bishop block here, so it's not even a draw. Okay, interesting game. Let's get another one. And thank you, Waller Dog. I like that. I like that mate. Yeah, it was like trick upon trick. Like he takes the pawn, and I wanted to avoid the draw, but I didn't see a way to do it. But then he went here, and then there was this trick where if I, oh, I guess I need the analysis board, where if I it goes there, I go here, up, he went there. Yeah, so if I went here, blocking the check and defending the rook, right, trying to hold on to everything, he has this nice move here, check, and queen is pinned. Ah, this is maybe what you were talking about. I could block here. I could block here. This probably would have worked too. But here, let's turn the computer on and see what it says. It says, yeah, queen f2 is the only way to win. So I should have played queen f2. And I played there. Okay, because this is going for a draw with the rook here. But instead he took the rook, and now he loses. Yep. Nice. Yeah, because he takes the rook, and then I made him. So it was indirectly protecting the rook. Fun game, yep. All right, let's go back and play another game.